In this video, I'm going to talk you through 3 of the best airline reward credit cards that are available today, and why you might want to consider getting one if you spend a fair amount of time traveling each year. I'll also be comparing which card offers the most value and then giving you my opinion on which card is the best at the end of the video. And with that being said, let's jump straight into it. So who are these cards good for? Basically, if you spend a fair amount of time traveling each year and tend to fly with either Delta, United, or American Airlines, any of the cards in this review are going to offer you a ton of extra value. It really just depends on which airline you prefer to fly with and how much you want to spend on a credit card each year. All 3 of these cards have relatively high annual fees of between $450 and $550, which is not exactly cheap. But to be fair, it is relatively easy to cover the cost of the annual fee for each of the cards and be left with a ton of value in the way of benefits and user perks. Now, seeing that all 3 of these credit cards are top tier credit cards, they are relatively expensive when it comes to the annual fee. But don't let that concern you, as it is quite easy to make up for this just by taking advantage of some of the many benefits and perks that come with each card. So starting first with the Delta SkyMiles Reserve American Express card, the annual fee is currently $550, which works out to be just over $45 each month. The United Club Infinite card is not quite as expensive as the Reserve card and has an annual fee of $525. And although this is not exactly cheap, the benefits that come with this card actually offer quite a lot of value. Now finally, with the Citi Advantage Executive World Elite Mastercard, the annual fee is the lowest of the 3 cards. Currently, the annual fee with this card is $450. So both the Delta SkyMiles Reserve card and the United Club Infinite card are priced almost identically, whereas the Citi Advantage World Elite Mastercard is approximately $100 cheaper on an annual basis, which means it takes the top spot for this section of the review. Now let's continue on with the review and see how each card compares in terms of the sign-up bonus and which card presents the most value. So the sign-up bonus for all of these cards can change quite often throughout the year depending on if the card issuer is running a special offer or not. So it can make sense to sometimes wait until there is an increased sign-up bonus available with the card you are interested in, as you may well receive quite a lot more value. So starting first with the Delta SkyMiles Reserve American Express card, it is currently possible to earn 90,000 bonus miles if you can manage to spend at least $6,000 on purchases within the first 6 months of card ownership. Now, seeing that Delta SkyMiles are worth 1.1 cents per mile, this sign-up bonus is worth $990. Next up, with the United Club Infinite card, it is possible to earn 80,000 bonus miles after spending $5,000 on purchases within the first 3 months of card ownership. Now, United miles are worth 1.2 cents per mile, which means that this sign-up bonus is worth $960. So finally, with the Citi Advantage Executive World Elite Mastercard, it is currently possible to earn 50,000 American Airlines Advantage bonus miles if you manage to spend $5,000 on purchases within the first 3 months of opening the account. Now, Advantage miles are worth 1.2 cents per mile, which means that this sign-up bonus is worth $600. So not surprisingly, the most expensive card of the 3, the Reserve card, has the most valuable sign-up bonus. It also allows for a 6-month period to meet the spend requirement, whereas the other 2 cards only allow for 3 months. So for this section, the Reserve card takes the win. And although the Citi Advantage Executive World Elite Mastercard is about $100 cheaper on an annual basis than the other 2 cards, its sign-up bonus is more than $350 less than the other 2 cards. So all of these cards offer a pretty generous miles earning potential, with all cards offering the highest earnings available from airline bookings. Starting first with the Delta SkyMiles Reserve American Express card, any purchases that are made directly with Delta will earn 3 times miles. Then all other purchases that are made on the card will earn 1 mile per dollar spent. Next up, with the United Club Infinite card, there are a few more options for earning miles. The top earning category is 4 times miles for purchases made through United. This includes flights and in-flight food and beverage purchases. All other travel-related purchases will earn 2 times miles, as will dining and eligible delivery services. Then everything else will earn 1 mile per dollar spent. Now finally, with the Citi Advantage Executive World Elite Mastercard, there are 2 options for earning miles. The first is 2 times miles for purchases made through American Airlines. Then all other purchases will earn you 1 mile per dollar spent. So for this section, the United Club Infinite card has the edge over the other cards as it offers the ability to earn miles from a wider range of categories. This means it is possible to earn more value than the other 2 cards. Now, all of these cards are packed with great benefits and user perks, so let's take a deeper look into what each card actually offers. Starting first with the Delta SkyMiles Reserve American Express card, there is a relatively new benefit called Take Off 15. And with this benefit, it is possible to receive a 15% discount on Delta-operated flights when using your own Delta SkyMiles. Now, the most valuable benefit that comes with this card is the Delta Reserve Annual Companion Certificate. And with this benefit, it is possible to receive a free domestic first class Comfort Plus, or main cabin round trip fare. And needless to say, this benefit can be worth quite a lot. Definitely more than what the annual fee costs. But just note that it is only possible to receive this benefit after you renew the card for a following year of card ownership. Now, when you travel on Delta Mark flights, it is possible to gain access to both the Delta SkyMiles Club and the Amex Centurion Lounge. This is a really nice benefit to have. And if you travel quite often, it presents quite a lot of value. Each year, you will receive 2 Delta Sky Club one-time guest passes, which will allow you to bring a couple of friends into the lounge free of charge. And with entry into the club costing $50 per person, just this benefit is worth $100. When flying on a Delta Mark flight, your first checked bag will be free of charge, and you will also receive 20% back for any in-flight purchases of food, beverages, or audio headsets. There is a $100 credit for use on either Global Entry or TSA PreCheck. And finally, if you manage to spend $25,000 on the card within a 12-month period, it will be possible to waive the medallion qualification dollar requirement for either silver, gold, or platinum medallion status. Then, after spending more than $30,000 in a 12-month period, it is possible to earn 15,000 medallion qualification miles. And this can be received up to 4 times in a calendar year. So if you manage to spend $120,000, you will receive 60,000 MQMs. Next up, with United Club Infinite card, there is a complimentary annual membership to the United Club, which is worth $650. These clubs do vary from location to location, but you can expect a large variety of food, beverages, Wi-Fi, and sometimes access to a shower. Then when flying on a United flight, you will receive both your first and second check bags free of charge. And this can save you quite a lot of money if you do travel quite frequently. You will also receive 25% back on any United flights when purchasing food, beverages, or club premium drinks. And there is a $100 credit for use on either TSA PreCheck, Global Entry, or Nexus. Included with this card is access to the United Mileage Plus program. And with this, you will receive the following benefits: a 10% discount on United Economy Saver Award flights that are within the US and Canada. This basically means that when you book a flight, it is possible to use 10% fewer miles. Then for every $12,000 that you spend on the card, you will earn 500 Premier qualifying points that can be used towards reaching Premier status, with Premier Silver status starting at 3,500 PQPs. And this is limited to a total earning of 4,000 PQPs in a calendar year. Premier status has some decent benefits when flying with United, which includes the ability to earn more miles and complimentary access to Economy Plus. There is also Premier Access Travel Services, which basically provides you with priority check-in, security screening, boarding, and baggage handling privileges. You will receive IHG Rewards Platinum Elite status, and this gives you the ability to get complimentary room upgrades and late checkout if either is available. It is also possible to receive up to $75 in statement credits for any purchases made at IHG hotels and resorts. There is then access to the Luxury Hotel and Resort Collection, and this provides you with daily breakfast for 2, a $100 hotel credit, a room upgrade, early check-in, and late checkout if it is available. If you ever need to rent a car, you will have access to Avis President's Club. And with this, it is possible to receive complimentary 2-car class upgrade and guaranteed availability. Finally, with the City Advantage Executive World Elite MasterCard, there is a complimentary Admirals Club membership, which provides you with free access to over 50 airport lounges worldwide. And best of all, you can bring 2 guests with you to any of the lounges. There is a $100 credit for use on either TSA PreCheck or Global Entry. Then when flying on American Airlines, it is possible to receive a 25% saving for in-flight food and beverage purchases, your first check bags free, which is also available for up to 8 people flying on the same flight as you, priority check-in, and priority boarding, again for up to 8 people on the same flight as you. And finally, if you have a qualifying Citigold account, it is possible to receive a $145 statement credit each year as long as you remain an active card member. So for this section, the Delta SkyMiles Reserve card offers the most value mainly due to the fact that it offers the Delta Reserve Annual Companion Certificate. Along with this, the lounge access is better than the other 2 cards, as you will have the ability to go to both the Delta Sky Club and the Centurion Lounge. Now, as you might expect, all of these cards offer quite a lot of insurance-related coverage, and this can come in handy if anything does go wrong when you are traveling or if you happen to lose your cell phone. So let's compare all of the cards to see which one offers the most coverage. Starting first with the Delta SkyMiles Reserve American Express card, there is car rental loss and damage insurance of up to $75,000, and this is secondary coverage. With cell phone protection, you are covered for up to $800 per claim, with a maximum of 2 claims per 12-month period. And each claim will incur a $50 deductible fee. There is trip delay insurance of up to $500 per trip if your trip happens to be delayed for more than 6 hours. Then with trip cancellation, there is coverage of up to $10,000 per trip and a total of $20,000 per year if your trip is cancelled for a covered reason. Along with this is baggage delay insurance that covers up to $1,250 for carry-on baggage and $500 for checked baggage. With purchase protection, there is 90 days of coverage on new purchases and coverage of up to $10,000 per occurrence and $50,000 per year. Then with return protection, there is also 90 days of coverage for items that a retailer won't take back. And this covers up to $300 per item and a total of $1,000 per year. And finally, there is an extended warranty of 1 extra year on any warranties that are 5 years or less. Now, with the United Club Infinite card, there is quite a decent level of coverage. Basically, you will receive the following insurance: trip cancellation, trip interruption insurance that covers up to $10,000 per person and $20,000 per trip. Lost luggage reimbursement of up to $3,000 per passenger. Baggage delay insurance of up to $100 a day for 3 days if your baggage is delayed for more than 6 hours. Trip delay reimbursement of up to $500 per ticket if your trip is delayed for more than 12 hours. An auto rental collision damage waiver. Purchase protection that covers up to 120 days against damage or theft with a maximum of $10,000 per claim and $50,000 per year. Return protection, which covers 90 days on new purchases that a merchant won't take back and provides up to $500 per item and $1,000 per year. And finally, an extended warranty of 1 extra year on warranties that are 3 years or less. Now, finally, with the Citi Advantage Executive World Elite MasterCard, there is not that much insurance coverage. Basically, there is zero liability, which covers you in the event of any unauthorized charges that are made to your card. So for this section, I'd have to give it to the Delta SkyMiles Reserve card in terms of overall coverage, mainly because it offers cell phone protection. So last but not least, let's go over what the current APR is for each card and what fees are charged for making a late payment. So starting first with the Delta SkyMiles Reserve American Express card, the APR for purchases is currently between 20.24% and 29.24%. The APR for a cash advance is slightly higher at 29.74% and will also incur a fee of either $10 or 5% of the amount of each cash advance, basically whichever amount ends up being more. There is a penalty APR of 29.99% if you make one or more late payments to the card or have a payment returned by your bank. And either one of these penalties will incur a fee of up to $40 each. Next up, with the United Club Infinite card, the APR for purchases and balance transfers is currently between 20.99% and 27.99%. With a balance transfer, there will be a fee of either $5 or 5% of the amount of each transfer. The APR for a cash advance is 29.49% and will also incur a fee of up to $10 or 5% of the amount of each transaction. There is a penalty APR of 29.99% and a penalty fee of up to $40 for either a late payment or return payment from your bank. Now, finally, with the Citi Advantage Executive World Elite MasterCard, the APR for both purchases and balance transfers is between 20.49% and 29.49%. with a balance transfer incurring a fee of either $5 or 5% of the amount of each transfer. The APR for a cash advance is 29.74% and will also incur a fee of either $10 or 5% of the amount of each transaction, whichever amount ends up being more. The penalty APR is the usual 29.99% and will incur a penalty fee of up to $41 for either a late payment or a return payment from your bank. So that pretty much covers everything there is to know about these three cards. And as you can see from this review, all of the cards offer a ton of value. Now, before choosing any credit card, it's worth considering which airline you are more likely to travel with and what benefits will make the most sense for your situation. For me, the Citi Advantage Executive World Elite MasterCard doesn't provide as much value as the other two cards. Even though it is cheaper on an annual basis, its sign-up bonus is $350 less than both of the other two cards. Also, the insurance-related coverage that is offered with this card is nowhere near as good as the other two cards. In terms of the most valuable card in this review, I would have to give it to the Delta SkyMiles Reserve American Express card, mainly because it comes with a Delta Reserve Annual Companion Certificate, which can be quite valuable. Now, this doesn't mean that the United Club card is any less of a card. If you do happen to prefer flying with United, it is a fantastic card that comes with tons of benefits and perks, which can more than cover the cost of the annual fee. So now that I've gone over the ultimate airline credit cards for 2023, check out this video here where I review and compare the best hotel credit cards for 2023.